Today I'm going to be talking about how to build a business using AI. I'm going to walk you through 4 simple steps and guide you through a number of different tools that you can use. And by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need in order to actually set up and scale your business. I'm Harry Davis. I've built and sold my own business, and now I help others do the same. So if that sounds good, hit the like button, subscribe, and also drop a comment and let me know what sort of business you're thinking about building. So let's dive in. So before you start building anything, you need to find the right idea and actually validate that idea as well. Now, I always think the best ideas come from a pain point that you've already experienced. This kind of gives someone a bit of underlying knowledge or experience or understanding of the problem and therefore the solution that is needed. But what you can start doing is actually just hop into ChatGPT or Claude as an example. Start using those AI tools in order to try to give you some ideas on what you want to build. You can start with simple questions such as this. What are underserved markets in whatever industry? What are the pain points that people have within that specific industry? You could even ask it, what specific pain points do people have within the health industry, within the medical industry, within the fitness industry? Use ChatGPT or Claude to provide you and generate loads of different ideas that you can then start having a look through, filtering through them and picking which one you actually want to have a look at. Once you've got a big list of all these different AI generated business ideas, you can then also further utilize the same tools, Claude, ChatGPT, to try to narrow them down and figure out which one you're going to be spending the time on. So you're going to be asking it things like, how many potential customers are there within this specific sector? How much are they already spending on this problem? How much competition is there if I were to build this idea? And what are the barriers to entry as well? That'll then help you really narrow down, hopefully, a relatively large list of ideas into a much smaller list that you can actually start figuring out which one to start working on. And the next step in that is to validate it. Now, you can use AI to help you validate these ideas. You can get it to create nice, simple surveys for you. It'll help you create simple questionnaires that you can then start asking people, your potential customers, to understand their needs and their pain points, and hopefully understand if they're going to be a paying customer of yours. Bit of a special tip for you though. Do not ask AI if it thinks that your business idea is good, because it will just be polite to you. It won't give you the simple basic facts, or well, it might do, but it won't tell you it's a bad idea, even if it is a bad idea. We've actually created a really simple validation scorecard. I'll drop a link in the description below so you can just head over to it, sign up. It's all free. And then from that, you'll be able to figure out whether or not this idea is actually worth pursuing. I think I watched a video from Alex Hormozy where he was mentioning around you need to try to change your mindset and get out into the ring. What he means by this is stop just living in your head. You need to actually go out there, test these ideas, figure out which ones actually work. And you need to fail, because failing is actually going to give you a lot more learnings and teachings than any of the successes that you are going to have. So now that you've actually got your idea and you've hopefully validated whether or not it's a relatively good idea as well, you can then move on to the next step. Now, step 2 is brand positioning and then creating your offer. So once you've got a good idea, you need to start framing it. So what is your brand? Why will people buy it? And what actually differentiates you from all of your competitors? Now, for all of this, you can still use ChatGPT or Claude to help you try to figure out your positioning and also the actual wording or the framing of your business, or even help you actually build out that offer. For all of your branding, you want to be using something like Canva. Canva is a really simple, basic tool that you can use to create any sort of images. It'll help you actually figure out your logos, figure out your color palette, absolutely everything that you need to start building out a basic brand. I use it a lot when it comes to things like thumbnails or anything like that, or even the designing of the whole logos that we've got for DD Ventures. All of that was just simply done through Canva. So that's a really, really good tool for you to actually start utilizing to build out this simple design framework for your brand. You can have a look at other things. You can utilize AI to generate some taglines and things like that, some unique value propositions, mission statements, and you can really start to go into detail around how to position yourself slightly differently to others. And ask it this, how to position a very high-end fitness brand compared to a low budget one. And always ask for what are the emotional hooks, and it'll just provide you with all the simple information that you can then utilize, put onto your offer. And then finally, when it comes to actually designing your offer and building that out, again, Alex Hormozy's got a fantastic number of books all around how to actually build out $1 million offer. So you can either read those, or again, just use ChatGPT and ask it to take inspiration from Alex Hormozy's books as well, because it'll have access to all of the actual content within there. So ask it this, I'm trying to build whatever business you are building. I would like to create $1 million offer. I want it to include all of these different things. Now, those different things can be actual pricing itself. It can be whether it's subscription basis, whether there's bonuses involved, whether there's actually a guarantee involved as well. Just ask it to generate or provide you with an offer that makes it seem stupid for people to say no to. Cheers, Alex. So offers that include a strong guarantee often convert considerably higher compared to an offer that doesn't actually provide that simple guarantee. Effective positioning plus a good offer is equal paying customers. So step 3, building out your minimum viable product or your simple first version. So don't overbuild. I've seen so many founders and so many entrepreneurs spend months and months and months trying to build out the perfect platform or the perfect offering or the perfect service, whatever it is, only to turn around and realize that they were just building their product for themselves rather than their actual customers. So you want to get to a stage where you've just built a really minimum viable product that you can then start approaching people and asking whether or not they're going to be willing to pay for it. Trying to get a first couple of customers through the door and then taking that feedback and seeing whether or not you can make some adjustments to it and then continue to build on from there. So there's a few really good tools that you can use for this. Lovable is phenomenal. It's really good fun as well to just go onto and start figuring out and building out new products and things like that. You can also use Base 44. They're really, really good for different applications, and also Gemini. So you can hop onto Gemini, go onto the Google store, and actually just start typing in bits and bobs of information in, and it'll start generating these applications for you. And you can then also start utilizing those, send them across to your potential customers, see how they like the look and feel of it, see whether they like the positioning of everything, and then you can just take it forward from there. Again, when it comes to the actual copy of the website or the product that you're building, you can just use ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want, or even just take the recommended content that is coming through from those tools like Lovable or Base 44. So this is where you can start doing some hypothesis testing as well. So measure what works within that MVP, take all the positive things, build upon them, take all the negative things, adjust them, and see whether or not people are actually purchasing it or dropping off and where they're actually dropping off from. So the majority of successful startups do this really, really well. They take their validated idea, they build a basic MVP, they test that with their customers, and they iterate according to the actual feedback. Those are the businesses that are actually being really successful and scaling effectively. Now, step 4, marketing and customer acquisition. So once you've spent all this time actually building everything, you're now going to need customers. So where the hell do you get them from? Now, AI, again, can help you with so many different things. One thing I would say is try not to just dive straight into trying to utilize AI agents for whether you're building a SaaS or whatever it might be, because 99% of them do not work very well at all. I've seen loads of different horror stories from loads of founders that I've spoken to over the last 6 to 12 months, all of which are saying they spent a hell of a lot of money trying to test these AI agents for their sales functions. They were promised the world, and then unfortunately, it was basically just complete waste of money and time. But there's different ways that you can utilize AI to start generating you all of these customers. So look at your core basic channels of acquisition or marketing. Okay, so you've got social media marketing. Now you can utilize AI to help you do loads of stuff. Like whenever I'm building out a script for all of my long form content, or even some of the short form content that I do, I utilize ChatGPT or Claude for all of it. Okay, so what I do is I just get a bit of a brain dump. I often just click record and I just speak to the microphone just so it creates a really basic brain dump on a Microsoft Word document. I then take that document and then I put it into ChatGPT and ask it to create a simple script for me. And then with that script, I then go through, re-edit it, and try to ensure that it's in this type of language that I'll actually be speaking, because a lot of it comes through and it's in random, I don't know, it's such a weird way. So once you've got all these different scripts and things like that, you're like me and you create your own content, you can use your own content as a nice acquisition channel for your product or your service. So you've taken that script, you've recorded a nice video, you now have different video tools or softwares that can actually do the editing for it. There's a company called Veed, they do a lot of it. I've utilized their service. You can also then actually have a long form content. They can break that down into 5 or 6 shorter form contents that you can use for different social media platforms, not just YouTube, but YouTube Shorts and also TikTok and Instagram as well. And if you are a little bit more tech savvy, then you can start having a look at seeing how you can utilize AI tool to build out full short form videos for you and then publish those automatically using something like Hootsuite. According to a lot of the data, customer acquisition cost is one of the main things that VC funds are actually going to be looking for when they're going to be investing in a new business. And that's it. That's all you need to do in order to actually be in a position where you can actually have a business with paying customers. So just to conclude, a quick run through of what we just went over. So get your first idea and validate it. You can use ChatGPT or Claude to actually come to that decision. You can use our simple scorecard as well. That will really start validating that idea for you. You can then start figuring out your positioning and your brand and start to build out a decent offer. Again, utilize ChatGPT for all of that. And don't forget to use Canva for all the design work that you're doing. You've got step 3, which is building out the simple landing pages of the website. You can utilize Lovable, Base 44, or even Gemini for that as well. They can build out simple applications for you. And then finally, you need to start driving all of that traffic and all of those customers to you. And that is through marketing, customer acquisition, and a lot of it being content creation as well. So utilize AI for it as well. Oh, and use Hootsuite when it comes to actually scheduling everything. So remember, AI is leverage. It is not here to replace you. It is here to make your life a hell of a lot easier. And if you're not technical and you do have an idea that you need some help to build, utilize AI. Even if you have no idea on what to do, just ask ChatGPT or Claude, how would I go about doing this and what tools would you suggest me using? It's a really simple way that you can start to figure out how to actually build these businesses. So if you like this video, please do subscribe, hit the like button. As I said, drop a comment below letting me know what sort of idea that you've got. I can always then help you with the next steps on how you can actually start to build your dream business. If you are trying to figure out a way to validate all of your business ideas in a little bit more detail, here's a link to one of my previous videos so you can have a look. It's where I go into a hell of a deep dive in how you can validate these ideas and also questions you can potentially ask your customers as well to ensure that you know whether or not they're going to be turning into a paying customer. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you at the next one.